Hello, this is a video tutorial about your global letterhead settings. We're going to go over inserting a graphic letterhead into the program so that you can use that at the top of invoices and form letters. And we're also going to talk about some other letterhead settings as well. So to get to your global letterhead settings, we're going to go to here to Setup in the menu, My Company, Information and Settings, Letterhead button. Once here, this is where we can insert an image file with your letterhead graphic on it. It could have your company logo, as well as your address and phone numbers, any other information that you'd like. If you elect not to use a letterhead graphic, the system will insert a default letterhead for you at the top of invoices and form letters, and that's just a centered block of text with your company name, address, and phone number. Or you can tell it to print on letterhead, which means that it will leave the top of the invoice or form letter blank, and you can print that onto pre-printed letterhead, reams of it, if you have that in your office. But for now, we're going to go over the letterhead graphic portion of this. So to insert a image file here, you click the Insert button and navigate to the file on your computer. But before you do that, you want to pay special attention to the size of the file that you're inserting. There's some recommendations here on the bottom left. This is the printable area, the space in inches, that the letterhead is inserted into, 7.4 by 2. You're going to want a letterhead image that is those exact dimensions. So an example of that I have here on my desktop. This is an example of an image file with those precise dimensions. So it's got all of the white space and all of the spacing that we'd like. When this gets put into the program, it will fill that space nicely. If you don't have a letterhead file like this that's the exact size, 7.4 by 2, maybe you just have a small image file like this of a logo, and you want the logo either centered or to one side or the other. You can still use that, and we'll go over that in just a second. So what we're going to do here is first we're going to insert our full letterhead. And it's as simple as that. I just clicked the Insert button, I navigated to the image file, and I clicked OK, and now it's in here, and we can see it previewed right there. This is going to show up at the top of invoices and form letters from now on. Now, if I wanted to use that smaller image file that wasn't a rectangle like this, it was more square and it just had the logo on it, I can do that by choosing the Use Custom Position option right here. If I've turned that on, I can then control where in this box that image is going to go, or I can just tell it to be centered. But if I want it to be left justified, for instance, I would leave it 0, 0 here. So the XY positions are in inches, and they start from the top left corner of this box. So if I leave it 0, 0, it's going to leave the ultimate image file right there at the top left. I can move it down a little bit if I want it to be not quite so near the top. So we'll move it half an inch down on the Y. And I'm going to insert our smaller file here. So it's going to stretch it to fill the box right now, but it's actually going to be a normal size when we preview it on the invoice. So let me put that Y back in there. So we're going to move it down half an inch, and then we can also control the exact dimensions of the file itself. So the one that we saw before, this one with just our logo, it's more square, but it's not fully square. And so you can actually stretch it a little bit if you want to, or you can put in exact dimensions. So I'm going to make this one 2 inches by 2.5 inches. All right, we just say OK. So now I'm going to preview an invoice. And here at the top, we can see that logo. This is 2 inches by 2.5. I think I'm centering it right now. And it's moved down, obviously, a little bit from the top because of our Y change. But you can move this around left or right based on your XY position. You can also change the relative size of the logo file that you're using. If you don't use a logo file, and as you can see, it can get a little tricky just with getting it right. You might want to spend a few minutes getting the position right. I would recommend going with a full letterhead file like this that is the exact dimensions without using the custom position if possible. If you want some more information on the size of the file and how to get that right, the color depths and things like that, you can actually click this link here, which will take you to our website, where we have a guide that gets into a little bit more detail in terms of DPI and types of colors that are acceptable file formats. And as well as down here at the bottom, there is a download link for some template letterhead files. This is going to give you some different image files, a JPEG, PDF, so on. These are the exact size that they need to be, that 7.4 by 2. They're just blank and white. So you could load up the blank template in Paint or in any other image editing software that you'd like and type in the information you'd like to see on your letterhead. That's it for now. If you have any other questions, give us a call.